at Hearts and Crafts with Anna. I'm Anna. If this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. If you visited before, it is so good to see you again. On this channel, we share shopping hauls, create budget-friendly DIYs, and home decor. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit of culture, a little bit of tradition, and a lot of fun. We're going to be making some Day of the Dead skulls to help celebrate our loved ones who have passed on. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment, share, subscribe, and hit that bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video and you don't miss out on any fun. Now, who's ready to go celebrate the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, and make some skulls? Let's do it! For this project, you're going to need an assortment of leaves, flowers, succulents, some creepy cloth, and a plastic skull. I got all my supplies at the Dollar Tree. In this plastic skull, I added a battery operated tea light. I cut out a hole slightly smaller than the tea light, and then I glued it in, and you can see it flickering there. All right, let's get started with our skulls. On this skull, I'm just trying to place flowers in different parts and see what works best and what looks best. I have already added the succulent and some flowers on there, and I am just now trying to see where the rest of the flowers are going to go. So if you kind of set up your pattern on what you want and how you want it to look and play with it a little bit, you're going to bring out the personality in the skull by the way you place your flowers. So you can see that the succulents are on there and the flowers are all placed in, and it's looking really good. It's got some personality. It's got some life to it. That is the idea of creating these Day of the Dead skulls, is to celebrate our loved ones that have gone on, that are no longer with us, and bringing these souls back to life. So in decorating these skulls with the bright flowers, it's bringing life back to it. You can see the difference from the skull before you put the flowers on to the personality and the life that it is now emitting from the skull. So I'm making two skulls because I'd like to think that when we pass on, that we still see our loved ones wherever we may be when we leave this earth, whether it be in heaven, whether we be hanging around somewhere waiting to go to heaven. I'd like to think that we do meet up with our loved ones that have gone before us. So I like to make these in pairs and bring out the personality in each skull. When we're living, we have our own personality and we have our own souls. And so in creating these Day of the Dead skulls, you're creating or recreating the life of someone who has passed on. So although you can make them a little bit creepy because they are skulls and they have been in the ground. They are going to have bugs, spiders, and such on them. You still want to make them joyful and full of life, because what we're doing is we're celebrating the Day of the Dead. We're celebrating those who have gone on, who are no longer with us, but they still live in our hearts and in our memories. And so we'd like to think of them as still alive, and that is the tradition behind the Day of the Dead skulls. Celebrating life. Let me know in the comments below if you've celebrated the Day of the Dead. Is it a tradition in your home? Did you grow up with having the Day of the Dead skulls in your home to celebrate those who have gone on? Or is this something that you learned about recently, or did you learn about it through the movie Coco? I grew up with the tradition of Day of the Dead. My mother always had her altar to celebrate those who have gone on, who are no longer with us, whether they were friends or family members. But the tradition is that you set up an altar to keep their memories alive, keep them living, and you put out things that they enjoyed, food that they enjoyed, wine, alcohol, beer, milk, Coke, and foods that they enjoyed, nuts, fruits, bread. So you put those out on the Day of the Dead and celebrate those who have gone on. And by putting out their favorite dishes and their favorite drinks, then you're inviting them to come and visit and keeping their spirits alive. So when you're creating these skulls, you're adding color, you're adding life to them, and you're recreating or possibly thinking about family members and loved ones who have gone on. It's a beautiful tradition. It's a beautiful way to remember loved ones, and it's a beautiful cultural thing to pass on to generations so that these traditions don't get lost through the generations. The Day of the Dead isn't celebrated on Halloween. It's actually in November. Halloween is All Hallows Eve, which means All Souls Eve, and then the Day of the Dead is after that. So the Day of the Dead is a whole different celebration from Halloween. So this skull is looking really good now. It's coming along, looking very colorful, and took on a whole different personality than the skull before this one. And on this skull, I actually put some bling. It's got a piercing on the nose and some tooth bling. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Comment below which skull was your favorite. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time I upload a new video. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye!